work in bed, you got to lay in the wet spot. It's just terrible. Oh, we're live. Funny that we caught ourselves in a moment like that. We do this
Bummer.
show every Sunday at 7 Central Standard Time. It's been that way for 4 years now.
Yep.
It's been fun. Uh, I'll say this, over the last 4 years, I have learned a lot. A lot. And
About people.
mainly the thing I have, yes, the first thing I've learned is that people don't know how to listen, and they always want to tell you how much they know based on what they didn't listen to. So it is Father's Day, and just like every father, I know your kids don't listen to you until you raise your voice. And I'm not mean you in particular, but I was talking more about the folks that watch the videos and comment about things they didn't listen to. It's just one of those things. So happy Father's Day to all the dads out there. Wish you all well. Hope you're all doing well. Hopefully your family didn't forget you today. And if they did, just go make another one.
Yeah, that's exactly what we're gonna do. Because we definitely need another one of those running around.
Hey, I tried to convince you to try for a boy, didn't I?
No.
Big Josh coming through with the $5. Say, yo, what's up, fellas? What up to all the people in the chat? Well, we appreciate that, Josh. And always appreciate
What's
the
going on,
support.
Josh?
Snoopy Dog, Budsville, B Dubs, George Ordway, and of course, Learning with Juan. Oh,
Very
no.
nice.
Yes, I did something crazy this weekend. And that is, first of all, I had lunch with my son yesterday. I got to pay for as I was bailing him out of jail. Again, this time not so bad. It was only $10, not so bad.
Hey, last time,
All right,
you're still
Vincent.
recovering. You're still recovering from last time.
Yeah. So, Vince, go away.
Was he?
He's just being an idiot.
Oh,
If one of my mods is here, you see Vincent there from Miami, get him gone. Last thing we want are people that are seeking attention for themselves and not to be members of the community. Yes, it was $10 to get him out of jail for a seatbelt violation. Apparently, he was not wearing his seatbelt.
wow.
And as a way for them to perhaps look for other things on him, which I don't blame the police for, because, you know, they arrested him for the seatbelt. So he called me up and he's like, "Hey, I need $10 to get out of jail." I'm like, okay, that's cool.
$10.
I know. And that's it. I mean, they made me sign paperwork saying I was going to be his bail bondsman, and they let him out. Took like over an hour and a half, but they did let him out. So I went to lunch with him, and I was like, you know, you can move into my other building out there, but you have to go to rehab. You have to not have anybody over the house because I don't want anybody over here. No drinking, no smoking, no drugs.
Break the Yarbo antenna off. And
Yes,
throw it in the
don't
bushes.
break the Yarbo. Don't break the Yarbo. That's always bad. Thank you. I hope there's just not another weirdo coming. Doesn't it ding until you put it on? That's annoying. What ding, John?
What?
I don't know what the hell you're. I don't know what he's talking about.
Nobody knows what he's talking about.
Yeah.
He doesn't even know what he's talking about.
Yeah, it's been an interesting ride the last. What's up, Dan? The last few months. I've got some videos coming out on Milwaukee. Some nice things about Milwaukee. Some not so nice things about Milwaukee.
Uh-oh. What's a yarbo?
Uh,
Yarbo is a robotic lawnmower that
yeah.
mows your yard for you, and then eventually will rebel and start mowing down your
Oh,
family.
yeah. That's the hope. That's the hope. Yeah. I don't know who the officer was that arrested him or anything. I didn't. At this point, I just roll with it. I'm like, whatever. It is what
Yeah.
it is. What's up, Soundwave?
What's going on, Soundwave?
Dang, $85 to. Well, aren't you in Hawaii?
No,
I'm just saying.
he's
I'm
in.
just saying.
He's not in Hawaii, but
Okay.
he's on and on. Yeah.
What's up, Caleb Ross? The strangest thing happened. And I have to say this because Caleb's here. I'm going to talk about it now. He'd been doing the drill versus impact videos, right? And
Oh.
I got to say, I took it the wrong way, and it was totally my fault. I thought he was like so many other creators have done. I've offered to help, and maybe I've given advice here or there or whatever. And almost to a man, they've all come back and kicked me in the teeth at some point. He
How's
wasn't
water's
doing
hot?
that. Yeah, he wasn't doing that. I just took it the wrong way.
Oh, okay. Well, that can happen. Ow.
Okay. Oh, okay. All right, George. My bad. Uh, I just took it the wrong way. He didn't mean anything by it, and I just got a little offended. I shouldn't have, but I did.
That
But
happens.
it has happened to me. I can't even count how many times where I've tried to, or I've offered a helping hand to somebody or whatever, and
5.
yeah, probably. Maybe even
5.
more than that. The people have just come back to kick me in the teeth.
We're going with 5.
Oh, I tried to name them all the other day, but it was just impossible going through them all. It's all right. It's all
Nice.
right, Caleb. It's no worries. I mean, we live and learn. If I'll say this: if your viewers don't believe what I say, I'm more than happy I can show them again. I've shown that I don't know how many times.
Yep.
Yeah, the Bosch has an overload sensor in it so that the motor doesn't get taxed too much. What is better for impact or drill for big fasteners? Mitchell's, it's no contest. It's actually the drill.
I like the impact.
I know. The
Taking my
drill is
time.
actually the superior tool for it. And I'll say this, you don't actually need the drill to drive it all the way because you want that last half to quarter inch to where you can use a ratchet and you can listen to the wood, because that's
Oh
one of
yeah.
the key factors, because you want to know if that wood is splitting. You want to know if that's going to be an issue. And when you're using those bigs, because what you're doing with those large fasteners is you're actually joining structures together with them, whether it be an upper level deck or you're adding a building or an existing structure to an existing structure. Well, that's where you're going to use those big fasteners. And when you're doing that, you definitely want to be able to listen to hear those cracks, because if it cracks really bad, you're SOL.
That's true.
So it's just one of those things. You and I go back and forth. I can't believe it. I see an electrician with a broom on the screen.
Hey, don't tell anybody.
What's going on? Is somebody check outside, see if there's 4 guys flying horses across the sky?
Oh man, it's not
Yes,
quite
Aiden.
done, but we just wrapped up a large part of a
Penny.
project.
So you broke your piece of granite.
Yeah, I sure did.
Okay. Do you not have the suction cups? The holder,
No,
the
I
oh
was
dang.
no, I tilted it like this and set it on the floor, and the leg just broke the lip off.
Yeah.
So
That's why if you ever watch the guys install, they
yeah,
never once they bring that piece of stone in, they don't set it down until it's on top of the counter because they're just so easy to break. You got to think you're putting hundreds of pounds there. Any little imperfection you find is going to be exacerbated when you set it on something hard where
yeah.
you can't spread that surface area out. What's
I
up,
was gonna
Jamie?
sand it up like this.
Mr.
So I
Hungry.
was cutting it while it was flat.
Yeah.
I was gonna sand it up like this, that way I could get the angle grinder at this angle instead of like this because of shrapnel flying. I was gonna change the way that I was attacking, the angle.
Yeah.
And so I wanted to flip it around and stand it up, but it had other plans.
Yeah. I mean, it's not like a date. You can't
Huh,
just, go at
flip
it
it
from
around,
every
flip it
angle.
over.
Yeah.
Just
You,
pick
you
one.
got to be more gentle. It's just kind of sad that we see that. The worst part is he called me earlier and he's like, well, how would you do this? And I'm telling him, like, I'd build a skeleton frame under it and box it on both ends. And
Yeah, we had plans to make it nice, but it had
yeah,
other plans.
like I was going to have him build a whole frame for it. And I was like, you got to support the weight for as far as you can, and you don't want to have much overhang because it is stone, and stone is can be fragile in areas, and you don't want it to bounce because then it'll be bad. What's up, Shaka Gillis? See, we got no structure for tonight. It's Father's Day. We're all supposed to be relaxing. Who grilled for their family today? That's the question I got to know. Because for Mother's Day, you're expected to take them out to dinner. But for Father's Day, the man, is supposed to cook for his family, which I don't understand that one at
My
all.
wife let me do whatever I wanted to do, and I chose,
A dude.
yeah, but also to bang on wood.
Oh, okay. That's what I said. Oh, your dad
and
doesn't
and,
grill?
and to use grinder.
Oh, dang. Is that a Ryobi
I had
Tools? Yeah, he has got a Ryobi. What
that
is
cock
that?
gun is actually really nice. It's a cocking gun.
Okay. The Colk gun. 10-hour shift at work? Dang. They got you.
Yeah.
Poor big Josh. What the devil? The M12 hammer drill versus the DeWalt Atomic? I don't think I have the Atomic anymore. I could tell you which one I'd use between those two. It'd be the M12.
Looks nice.
It does look nice. I like the little bit of an overhang there. It's nice. Stephen Ott, what's up? Happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there, in case you missed it.
So just gotta box that in, or
Ooh,
we could do like an angle, so we could go
yeah.
like
There is a
from here
piece
to
of
there.
community service that we need to take care of, and we need to do it right now before I forget, because I am prone to forgetting these things. We have a member of our community, and where he lives, there's some turmoil going on right now, and he is he not just him, but the people around him are
Ah,
in the face of just
oh yeah,
some brutal devastation.
yes sir. I have that.
And regardless of your political stance or what side you're on, it doesn't really matter because a lot of people are innocent on both sides and they're getting drawn into
Absolutely.
this. They're getting drawn into a conflict between two nations. And I just want to let Sharush know that we're thinking of you. we're praying for your safety, and we're praying for a resolution to this conflict as quickly as and
Absolutely.
amicably as possible.
I effed up. I
Mitchell,
effed up.
just wait a little bit. What did you do?
Uh,
God.
well, let me show you. Let me show you. I had plans to
Oh, dang, Mr. Hungry.
yeah, you see
That's
that?
terrible.
So I could just get the multi-tool and cut down here, but it's too close to
Yeah.
this support.
Thank you,
So
Big Josh. Appreciate
my
that.
only choice is to do the right thing and move this over half an inch that way.
Yeah, I would agree with you.
Yeah.
Thank God
This
those are
sucks.
only Brads, though.
Yeah, it's well, man, you'd be surprised, dude. Those nails really hold on.
Yeah, it just Brads. I'd actually probably just hit it with a little hammer and just tap it out of there.
It's got granite around it. I don't want to.
Mm. Just paint? What? No, he can't paint the. He set it back a half inch further than it was supposed to be. He wanted it to be even with that piece of wood that we're looking at, and not the piece of wood that he's trying to take off right now, so that he can match up that piece of wood.
Yeah.
Who's boss man?
Whoops.
Yeah, that's all right, Soundwave. If you guys don't know, we never structure any of this.
Ever.
Ever. We barely talk about what we're going to be doing before we come on. Every once in a while, actually, most of the time, I will have something, kind of a topic for the day or whatever.
No, it's just Coke.
Not today. Today we're just hanging out with you guys, trying to say hi, see if you guys had a good Father's Day, what you got, what you're gonna do, what you got planned for the week. I know what he's got planned for the week, and let's just say that's gonna be on OF later. Yes, thank you, Stephen. Stephen was the one that reminded me of what Sharush was going through, so I appreciate that. I mean, the one thing about having Alzheimer's is I can guarantee you I'm going to forget about stuff because that's the way it works. So I had kind of forgotten about it because I'm in Missouri. There's nothing ever going on here. No. Only farmers. Only farmers. That's
Only
the one he's going to be
farmers.
on. I'm not saying what he's going to do, but involves milk and a bull. Just leave it there. Let your imagination go wild from there. We're just going to just roll with it for his sake. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Just to make him good.
I'm gonna get you back when I turn on this multi-tool, so it's okay.
Yeah, I appreciate that. No worries, Bainter. I appreciate you being here. It's funny. I watched a lot of the other tool channels or whatnot, and I gotta say, like, Tactics over here, myself, we have a perspective that no one else has.
Yeah, forgive me.
You're good. Oh, at least it's loud. We can always appreciate the loudness, right? Happy Makita month, guys. Happy Makita month, or Makita awareness month, I should say. Or is it Makita pride month? I can't keep them straight. Ironically enough, neither can a Makita guy. You had a Makita guy on your live stream last night that I think he was getting kind of frustrated because he was saying how Makita is the best in the world, and I was like, I hope your husband's nice to you.
Dang.
Hunter, he's not building anything. He's just kind of finishing up. He made an island out of a piece of granite. Yes, Shaka, that is exactly it. God bless you guys for making me laugh. I appreciate that.
Oops.
At least that's not an annoying sound. It is loud. See, if he had the rigid subcompact, not only would he have gotten done with that twice as fast, but it would have been half as loud as well. We could have actually had a conversation while he was doing it. But he likes the dewalt because it's yellow and it matches the front of his underwear. And
yes, yes, yes. It's all true.
I know. Almost as loud as his drill, though. A super
Hang on.
tornado siren. Oh, here he goes again. You gonna do
No,
it again?
I'm just making a mark because I don't have a. Just making a mark so I know where to cut it.
Oh,
There you go.
that's where you're gonna cut?
For now, so I'm just gonna hang it and then put the other piece up to it and then go back and cut it again. I just
All
need
right.
it to know where to. I just need a
Happy
temporary
Father's
piece up.
Day, LFL.
Oh, we got now.
All right.
Where it's
I'm
gonna be.
I'm not saying anything, but he uses DeWalt multi-tool,
Oh shit.
and now he's gonna use his DeWalt miter saw. He might be a DeWalt guy. I'm just saying.
I do like some DeWalt. Hi.
All right,
Oh, you're so pretty.
Let's see. Thank you. I appreciate that. I don't know why you're telling me, but cool.
What? Yeah.
Just why you don't smoke crack, folks. Just don't do it. You're gonna be telling guys
No,
on the
ma'am.
internet that you think they're pretty. It's just weird.
Hand me the nail gun over there, please.
What is that? For some.
Just pop it right there.
Mm.
Ah!
They're good.
Thank you.
Most of them
That scare you?
are Japan made. Okay.
Why not?
These Construction Brothers videos. No,
Construction Brothers, yeah.
I have not. I don't know who they are.
They're idiots that troll because they pretend like they
Hi.
don't know what they're doing and they do
Oh.
really dangerous stuff.
I was watching one. I was okay. So if your crew is under 8 people, you don't have to do an OSHA report. So if you ever look at a crew and it's small, they're typically going to be under 8 people, just because you don't have to keep it's an OSHA journal. I was watching a young kid, instead of getting down to move the ladder, which we've all done this, he decided to monkey crawl across or do whatever it is, like crawl across using his hands to drive one screw to crawl back. It was weird. And I'm just like, yeah, you could tell just from the video that the dude, you can almost smell the work comp claim coming and the failed drug test. Yeah, kind of like on the playground. Whoa, dang. I've never heard of them. I don't know who they are. But God bless them. Yeah, that was it. Yeah. Is that them? I was just like, you can't do that. You can't do that. That's such a bad idea. That just...
You getting deja vu right now? Or just me?
Have you broken anything yet?
No, not yet. But I just
when
did
you
this.
do.
I pulled it back off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you, Hunter. I appreciate that. I mean, just the shirt says it all. I'm a simple old man. I'm grumpy and I like boobs. Truest shirt I've ever worn.
Okay, now we put one nail in here temporarily. That way we could get the angle of the dangle.
I mean, we can't see it, but we appreciate your
You'll
your
figure
description.
it out. So we're gonna mark on the backside there.
Okay. Why is the overhang so... It's not like okay. What is up with Juan and Tongass? I swear to God, he always loves to talk about underpants. Thank you, George. I appreciate that, dude. Hang, keeping on. That's all I can do, right? That's all we can ever do. The best ability is availability. If you have not, like, if you've ever wondered, most people on YouTube end up quitting before they become successful or before it becomes like a real thing for them because of the grind. You're constantly going. You're
Yep.
constantly having to come up with new content. And then you have to deal with the people in the comment section who think they know everything or whatever. Well, content for me is not a problem. I can come up with more content whenever. The grind to me is fun, still fun after 4 years. The
Right.
people in the comments, it's not the rando stranger that bothers you. It's the guy that's been a member of your community and then they go either on their own channel or they go onto another channel and they're the ones that start talking about you even though they haven't met you in real life, so they don't really know you, but they talk like they do. Those are the
Right.
guys that aggravate the piss out of me. Hey, there was a little kickback right there, sir.
Yeah, it kind of flew.
Yeah,
Did you catch that?
a little bit. Yes.
I think Angela caught it.
I hope she didn't.
Nope, she did. Sorry, baby. You okay?
Oh, I understand,
Let me
Kayla.
see. Sorry, baby.
Well, can we see?
No, you can't see.
Oh, did it hit her in a sensitive area?
Hit her in the face.
Oh, damn.
Yeah. Not good.
What'd you get for Father's Day? I gave my wife a black eye. Too soon.
Yeah. Just a little bit too soon
No,
there, buddy.
JT. Yeah. There are several content creators on this channel, but most of us are not. Or most of the folks here are not. He had kickback on his miter.
It just launched a
Yeah,
piece of wood.
yeah. You always have to make sure that you are securing that offcut as best as you can,
It
just to
actually
make
just
sure
broke a
that
chunk off.
it looked like it was just a little bit of kickback. I didn't really get a good view of it. All I saw was the piece of wood flying.
Yeah, it launched a piece of the wood off. It wasn't really kickback. It just instead of this piece staying in one, see where it ripped off.
Oh, I see. Yeah, that's terrible.
It
She's
is
all
terrible.
right.
She's okay.
I mean, she's married to you, so she's got to be a strong woman.
She's running now.
Yeah, I don't blame her. Probably out
So
of
we
that
got this
room.
custom piece now. We're gonna make it out of this, but it goes on like this.
Yes.
So it's actually this way because this is backwards. See how it's the backside? But I got my template now of exactly where I want it.
Okay.
So we'll start making that now.
He did cut the wrong angle first. Well, I think it was more having it out a little bit, and you got to remember the way the miter saw works. If you're cutting front to back like that, the back side of that cut is on the up side of, or the up swing of the saw blade. So if you're going to get kickback, it's going to be in that back area.
Right.
This it was just simple accident, could happen to anybody. Just something to be aware of. For any of you guys watching and you're wondering why that happens, that's a perfect example of why that happens.
This has to be exact because it's exactly.
Understood.
So we're
Understood.
just gonna what we're gonna do, we're gonna drop the blade, push the wood right up against the blade, and that's gonna give me half a blade of cut.
Makes sense. Yeah, so things like that. Now, there is a little arm or clamp that comes with every miter saw. So when you're doing things like this cut here,
Yeah.
you put that on your off cut.
Yep, you're correct.
Because that is
This
most likely
angle
to
doesn't
fly
exist.
off.
Well, we're gonna keep this part
Well,
flat.
yeah, it's just not a common angle, but it is an angle. It does exist. It's there.
Yeah.
Okay. So score the top.
No, this is a 52 tooth or something blade. It's
Okay.
oh, score the top. Yeah, with the saw.
Score the
yeah.
top. Then
Yeah.
come back and score through on the bottom. And that last pass, you're going to go fast.
This is one reason why I do like this saw.
I
That was a
do
little bit
call out
sketchy.
the fraud channel.
That's pretty sketchy.
That is a sketchy. That is a sketchy one.
As fuck. So this saw is very low power. I wouldn't dare do that with a 12-inch.
Yeah.
I wouldn't do this with a 12-inch. This saw, if I need to, I can pull this wood up and I can bog this blade down.
Oh, see.
It's one of the reasons why I actually like this saw.
I'll give the counter example to that. If that saw were to bind, then not having the power to cut through the wood will lift that wood up into the saw.
Yeah.
And then if in doing that, if it then either breaks the wood or comes back off of the saw, you can get a very violent kickback. That's only if it binds, which you'll know if it binds because it's going to cut into the wood and then it's going to pinch the blade and it's going to create a pressure on that blade. And then the motor's still going to turn and it's going to bring that wood up. Small piece of wood, you're going to have shrapnel. A big piece of wood is going to go up there and it's probably going to smoke the motor.
Nice. I got to do this cut again.
No worries. Table saw kickback can be lethal. 100%. Most people, when they're using a table saw, he's not using a table saw, he's using a miter. Most people, when they're using a table saw, they're focused on the wrong part of the saw. If you watch people, they are looking at the blade of the saw. It's always a good idea to have an idea of where the blade is.
I was looking at my hands.
But you should look at the fence.
I was looking at the workpiece.
You should be looking at the fence of the table saw.
Make sure it's on the fence.
Yes.
It's good advice.
I'm just saying, if you watch an experienced woodworker, they'll look at the blade, they'll check the blade just to see where their hands are in orientation to the blade, and then they're back at the fence and making sure that they are lining it up to be even on the fence. Because with a table saw, if it's not lined up on the fence, what'll happen is it'll kick back toward the blade, then it'll lift up off of the back side of the blade, and then it's going to shoot out at, I don't know, 40,000 RPMs or whatever they are. That can really hurt you. A miter saw, they've got the fence right there. Normally, your fence will actually take a lot of the blow because that's just, you got to think when it lifts up that piece of wood, well, as it's lifting up, it's also pushing that piece of wood in toward the fence. That's going to take some of that blow off. But if it's a weird cut or an offshoot like what we just saw here, then you've got the potential for some damage.
This whole cut is not level
A
because we pushed
10-inch
up
miter
against the
saw
wall.
for Homer.
So
Patrick, you're not going to regret getting a 10-inch miter saw over a 12. Now, I personally own a 12, but I own a 12 because that's all I've ever used. I've never used a smaller miter. I'll tell you this: the ones that they sell at Harbor Freight are dog garbage. Delta, Rigid, and DeWalt are the three that I would recommend. Yeah. Agreed with you, B-Dub.
we're gonna cut it a little bit longer this time. We'll sneak up on it later.
Miter saws all work in the exact same way. They all push the wood. Like they all cut into the wood from the top or from the front toward the back. They don't ever spin the other way because there's just too much of a chance for violent kickback like what we saw. There you go. Makita user. I saw it. I saw the Makita, but he's using a CMT blade, so he's not 100% on the Pride Month parade. But hey, we appreciate him being here.
That one's a spider.
We'll convert him.
That one's a spider.
Okay, well, it's fine. It's not going to kill you.
It's a dog.
Look at that. Nice. A little bit of a gap in the back, but not too bad.
It's
acceptable.
It's
only like 16th.
So it's long purposely right now on this side.
Well, we can't see the other side. We can only see.
But man, it's two different angles that are just not normal. See that little gap right there?
Oh, I see. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's because of the angle.
Yeah. So I could do that, but then on the front, you might see it. So I think all I need to do is just take half of a blade off. You see my fingernail catches?
It's all right, David. We're just messing with you. Yeah.
So
take what, that 32nd of an inch off?
Yeah. Yeah, but last time I did this, I took too much off because it's not all of it. It's like it's just a sliver.
The radial arm saw is actually my favorite saw to use. It is the first saw that I ever used, and I used it in shop class. First time I ever got to use a radial arm saw was in shop class. Absolutely fell in love with it. I still own a radial arm saw. And I built an entire room using it, including ripping dimensional or plywood, sheets of plywood.
Nice.
Was my favorite. It's still one of my favorite tools to use. They're as safe as the user is, but that's the same thing for every power tool. Do you want to get your angle set?
No, it's only a little bit of this wood. Like I almost need to just bring the saw blade forward only and just chop it right there.
All right. Just be careful. Why don't you show us a video using it? It'd be really interesting. Well, it's actually sitting outside right now. I mean, they're cast iron. You can't hurt them. My other building before my son moved into it was going to be my wood shop. But he had moved into it and he moved all of my woodworking equipment out, put it outside. And the radial arm saw, I want to say is like 160, 170 pounds. It's freaking heavy.
Oh shit, that's nice.
LFL, as soon as that Stealth Force comes out, I will be doing it. What's up, Tyler? How you been, man? Happy Father's Day to you. Don't abuse your body. I mean, amuse yourself by abusing yourself, but when you're in the trades, be as safe as possible because you only get one body for the rest of your life, and
There we go.
if you're in the trades, it's going to hurt by the time you turn 35. I got into the trades at 14, and I currently need both shoulders replaced. Whether I do it or not, I do need both shoulders replaced. I went to the chiropractor, and they did an X-ray of my spine, and every single one of the vertebrae in my spine is compressed to the point where they're bone, basically just sitting on bone. I owe it all to the trades, and good living. Uh, nice, Geo. I want the new the rigid bandsaw, but I've got the other one. The subcompact does look nice though. What's up, Ike? Happy Father's Day. Almost cut a finger off today on my miter saw.
That's not good.
He almost got a divorce today because of his miter saw. What's up, Quint? Happy Father's Day, Chris. Give the radial arm saw to the bear. I've seen the man use a miter saw. He doesn't know how to use a miter saw. If he tried to use a radial arm saw, he'd definitely not be long for the world. So definitely, I'm not going to be giving him a radial arm saw. And clear one in front. He's a cripple and can barely. Yeah, the trades are just gonna mangle you. There is no way around it. You're spending all day working on hard surfaces, carrying heavy objects, and putting your body in a position that it's just not meant to work. And that's all day, every day. What brand of radio? Oh, I've got a Sears. What do they call it? It's a Sears brand, but it's not Craftsman. It actually. No.
It might be a Craftsman,
It's not a Craftsman. I know it's not a Craftsman because I own it.
So, yeah.
I'll have to look, but it was an old Sears brand. You had to buy it out of the Sears catalog back in the 1940s, 1950s. It is old, and it still works.
I went looking for one, and I tracked one down, and I was so happy when the guy said, "Man, this thing's only ever been set to straight for the last 10 years, and it's
not
all,
a Black & Decker."
And it came with the table, and it had the fence already built, and it was like, he was like, "Man, I haven't adjusted this thing in 10 years," and I was like, yes. I don't have to adjust it. I don't have to do the height. And then he proceeds to unlock everything and show me how it works. And he's changing all the settings, dude. And I'm just like, no!
Dude, radial arm saws are really easy to set at 90. First of all, you ignore the degree indicator that is on the RAS. But the first thing you should do is you should always replace the top of it every time. If it's a new saw to you replace the top. You put in a straight fence. I put in on mine. I actually used a piece of hardwood to replace the fence, and then I just made the top of it out of 3/4 plywood because the plywood was going to be square when I put it on there.
Yeah.
So it's one strip of plywood ripped on a table saw to make sure that it is even or whatever, straight.
Mm-hmm.
Then you take a piece of hardwood and you make a fence out of your hardwood. Now mine is 2 inches above my tabletop, or 1.5 inches above my tabletop, and then another piece of table. Secure them all as you go. And then to set the 90, which is the right angle, you're going to take a speed square and you're going to put the speed square on your table, and you're going to butt the speed square up to the saw, the blade of the saw,
Yeah.
And you're going to lock that in. They all have a lock-in mechanism there. Then you're going to take the arrow for your radial arm saw and set that to 0.
Now, what about the depth of the
The,
trench to make it
okay.
even and uniform and the same height? Because that
So,
was my struggle. Because the thing like angled down,
yeah.
and really he had it on the masonite anyway. So
Okay.
it might have been level whenever he built it, but once I got a hold of it, it is
Uh,
tagged.
yeah.
So I had to build a new table anyway.
Yeah. Well, you're going to go about an eighth to a quarter inch below the surface anyway.
Yeah.
That's why I used 3/4 plywood, because I wanted my table to be nice and thick and
No,
also
I was
sturdy
trying to
without
I was
warping
trying to
over
cut
time.
dados.
Oh, dados is perfect. It's the same process. Actually, with a dado, all you have to do is set the furthest tooth of the dado, or the long tooth of the dado,
Yeah.
to the height of the table, and it'll take everything off or above whatever you're trying to cut the dado in. No worries, Sharush. We always appreciate you being here. Yeah, dados are
Uh,
the way to go. If you've got a radial arm saw, that is the perfect tool to use for a dado. They're just amazing. What's up, Rod?
Battle rabbits.
What can I tell you to so that you don't abuse your body so much? It's going to be difficult. First,
Patience. Patience.
uh, change your boots often. You shouldn't have the same pair of boots for a year. Change your boots often. Second, wear knee pads when you're working and you're on your knees a lot. You're going to be surprised. No matter what job you're in the trades, you're going to be spending time on your knees. Electricians more so than others, but that's
Ha
because
ha
they're
ha
doing
ha.
a different kind of job.
It's true.
Uh, wear a belt, a weight belt, when you're going to be lifting up heavy items, or have like a Diamondback uh, tool belt that you can adjust and cinch up, because that's going to help save your back. And then wear a safety harness whenever you're up on heights. Always take safety first. The other thing I'll tell you is protect your ears, because most guys in the trades, they're going to end up with some form of tinnitus, which is a constant ringing in the ear. It does not go away, and it's an indication of hearing loss. And with hearing loss comes dementia. So just remember that. Don't overload your pouch. That's another good one. Stretch. Look, these guys are helping you out.
Yeah, stretch helps a lot.
Yeah. Just stretch before you get to the job site, because everybody's going to make fun of you if you don't. Uh,
Ha ha ha.
See, Steven knows. Steven knows what I was getting at. Saying Milwaukee 14-inch abrasive saw. Okay. On tires, sparks flying when I cut. Any 14-inch blades that cut at tool speed. No. No. Anytime you cut something, there's going to be debris. If you're hitting metal or stone, you're going to see sparks. It's just the way of it.
It's true.
Oh, he's saying I've got tinnitus, tools, and rock music. Yeah. Think before you act. No need to play Superman. Yeah. Look, you're
Yeah,
at a job
patience
site.
goes a long way. You think you're going to get something done faster?
Yeah,
Take your time.
you're at a job site. We all want to prove that we're the biggest and strongest man there is, but who are you proving it to? Because nobody else is really paying attention to you. in that ear. She actually did get dementia. Like David, yeah, it's a 70% correlation to the people that develop dementia, Alzheimer's, and hearing loss. So just be aware of that. What are you doing now?
Scratching all the glue and stuff because I was using this as a work table as much as I was a kitchen table last night working on it.
Yeah.
So the next thing I'm going to do is probably get some 1/4-inch sheetrock.
Quint's got
We're going to start here, and we're going to curve because all these line up. We're going to curve some sheetrock. I'll probably have to cut a little bit out of here. I think we're going to curve some sheetrock and go around, or maybe we'll just box it in like we did the other one.
That's up to you, sir.
I don't know.
I mean, symmetry is the key.
Yeah.
But
well,
I'll just say the angle that you're cutting it earlier, just make sure your wife and kids aren't in the garage with you.
Yeah, exactly. They're ready to get though, which means I got to go.
Yeah. Now we're done. We're 51 minutes. We're 51 minutes in.
Perfect.
So we're done, guys. This has been an awesome Sunday. We always thank you guys for showing up. Electrician with a broom. It can happen. So just show this to your friends when the next time you're on the job site and they're complaining that the electrician never sweeps up after himself. Be like, hey, they do know how to do this. This was like day one of their how to be an electrician course.
Does it count if it's their house?
No.
Oh.
I didn't think any electrician knew how to sweep.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're glad you were here, Sharush. We've been worried about you, and we're glad to see you here. Silica, always wear a mask whenever you're cutting. Just in general,
Concrete.
Whenever you're cutting, wear a mask. It doesn't have to be anything elaborate. You don't need a whole respirator or whatever. Now, if you're doing concrete, concrete's actually a carcinogen, which will cause cancer if inhaled, or could cause cancer if inhaled. Not will, could. So make sure you are wearing a nice respirator mask for those. But when you're cutting if you're cutting wood or whatever, wear a mask. That way those fine particles of dust don't get into your lungs and hurt you.
Yep.
Landscape will make you manscape.
Taking a weekend project to the next level. Appreciate it, Rodney.
All right, guys, we're out of here. So for all you Makita guys out there, since this is your month, blow them like you know them. And for the rest of you,
forgot.
Yeah, for the rest of you, keep your drill spinning and the beavers grinning. We're out of here. We'll see you guys next Sunday.
See you guys later.